Creating a new game in Cities Skylines 2, you start with $1 million. But what if you started with 0? Could you still build amazing cities? Well, we are going to find out on this map, but since there's no setting to start with $0, the first challenge is actually spending the million we start with. Building streets or any other infrastructure would definitely be cheating, but since trees and vegetation costs money, let's take this hickory for $10. We can place it right here next to the road, small tree. Now we're at $900,990. Now we just need to plant 100,000 more trees. Good thing there are some easier tools for that. We're planting all the trees until we run out of money, and money is running out fast. We're planting our own rainforest here, and here we go, $0. This is $1 million worth of trees. We can now even see the city limits up from space. Now we just need to make the money back. The video will end once we're back up to $1 million. Honestly, there's not much we can do right now. Roads, too expensive. Electricity, coal power plant, can't afford that. Water, sewage, too expensive. The only thing we can do is zone. So let's get in some homes and some commercial businesses, start the time and hope that people move in. And moving in they do. Everything is zoned up very fast, but it's a nice place right here. So much nature. Here the first businesses are built, vans are leaving, and the first people are arriving. Welcome to the $0 city. You guys are like just standing around doing nothing, but there's also not much to do here. There's almost nothing. Apparently we're up to 12 people. Oh, it looks like we should be gaining money, $19 an hour, but we're still at 0. But I mean, we can't blame these people for not paying taxes since they don't have water, they don't have sewage, they don't have electricity. Why would you pay taxes in this city? Oh, and what are you doing? People are already moving out. Look at them. There they go. Our population is dropping and we're still at 0. Oh man, this is going to be more difficult than expected. Maybe businesses don't do a good job. Let's try replacing them with industry. Maybe that will make money. Delete the businesses, get in industry. The industrial buildings have been built. We're still at $0, but there's a tiny bit of hope. If we look at the progression bar, we are at 143 XP, and at the first milestone we will get 25k. It's a slow way, and I still want to make money with this city. Like, dude, you have these fancy classes. Why don't you spend money in taxes? You're just standing around. Go work, go make me money. Also, what are these blue socks? I think you should go to the doctor. Maybe it's hypothermia. I guess I understand why you don't pay taxes. Since nothing was changing, I just changed back the industrial buildings to commercial. People are constantly moving in and moving out. So the population is going down to 8 and then going up to 10. Now there's again people moving in. But we need money. Maybe we need industrial and commercial. Let's try that out. So a bit of industry, a bit of businesses. And also that's not working, but we are now at a peak of 13 citizens, 14. Wow, our city is booming. If you're wondering why we are not taking a loan, we literally can't. We need milestone 1 for that. And also that would be cheating. But since we're really not making progress here, honestly, I'm really desperate. I have no idea what it would do. I'm just gonna dezone everything, delete all the buildings, just wait until everyone moves out. Apparently we're 0 people now. There's one of the last people leaving, and there's still 1 car left. Can't we just sell this one? I mean, for sure it has some value. Then we would no longer be stuck with $0, but that mechanic of course does not exist in the game. So let's just try again. Let's do the same things as before. Industry, businesses, and homes. Let's get them in. People will move back in. Someone has to donate a few dollars to me. It can't be that hard. I mean, I'm a city after all. Why don't you have to pay like some sort of property tax to build a building? I just want a tiny bit of money. Wait, what? Suddenly I'm making money. I don't know why. $11, $12, it's slowly trickling in. I didn't really change anything. We have a tiny bit of businesses, so 3 businesses. The rest is homes. One is beverages and sells entertainment. One sells recreation. And the other one is the same beverage company. We're up to $32. Now it stopped again, but from someplace we now got money. Let's check this out. The cheapest road in the game is this gravel one-way road. Let's see how much of it we can build. It looks like we can build a total of 19.7 meters for $32. Let's get that in, and that gives us more tiles to zone. So let's build another home and maybe another business. Hopefully this will result in more money. This is how much we built now. You know what's crazy? This town looks really bad right now, but this took me 55 minutes to build. Everything is so slow. I had to do a lot of testing, and I still don't know where that tiny bit of money came from that we made. I hope it will trickle in again. I have no idea, so we just wait. Oh, and here we go. More money is trickling in. I changed this one building to an industrial building. I'm not sure if that had an impact. I first had a business, nothing was happening. I really don't understand the game or what the economy is doing at this point. But as long as we're making our few dollars, I'm quite happy with it. It looks like this time it stopped at $32. This allows us to build even more street, or I guess dirt road. And then let's build another home and another industrial building and see if we can repeat this. It's slow, but it works. It looks like we're almost about to hit the first milestone. No more money has been trickling in. Apparently we're doing $34 an hour, but it's just not true. Oh, a bit more money is flying in, because if we let each hour pass, it's definitely not making $50 an hour. But I guess we can use these next $32 that trickled in. If any one of you knows where these $32 each time come from, I'd love to know, maybe from something that's being exported. But we can build a tiny bit more of the dirt road, zone another home and industry, and that pushes us above milestone 1. We get a grant of $25,000, as well as a bunch of other stuff. But imagine this shitty little town, this one here in the middle of a $1 million forest, is getting 25k of grant. It's definitely not worth it, but we now have some money to spend. Oh, and money is continuing to trickle in. We can now look at our economy, look at this green arrow. Apparently we're making $700 a month. It's just not true. And that comes, well, mostly from residents. So I guess it was just some person, one of them, just donating $32 each time. But now that we have 25k, we're not just gonna splash the money. Let's continue to be frugal, still just building dirt roads. Let's build a very long one. Get in a bunch of zonable area here for a bunch of homes. The great thing is we have now unlocked medium density row homes. Let's get in a bunch of them and then a bit more low density here at the end. This should really boost our population, and let's also do that for the businesses. Now they have some room to grow as well. We're up to 80 people. There's now even more complaints about ambulance, but a hospital would cost 30k, not even speaking about the upkeep cost. No, we can't afford that. Our profits seem to be growing. And while all these next people here are moving into the $1 million forest, I guess the next thing would be to try to provide some services. If we look at electricity, a wind turbine would cost $25,000. A water pumping station also $25,000. So let's try to save up for that. And if we look at the happiness, the largest negative modifier comes from the unreliable water supply. So let's go for the water first. Money is now definitely trickling in. It's a bit faster than before. Apparently we're now also making a bit of money from commercial buildings. That's great. And all these commercial buildings here have already filled up. So we build a bit more. Maybe we can even try to build a specialized industry. How about like this forest area? I mean, if we have something, then that's forest. Maybe this small hut can make some of the 1 million we spend on all these trees back, but I highly doubt it. Let's just wait for some money to build infrastructure. And here we go, 25k. Let's get in a water pumping station at this river, right here at the end of this road. Oh, and that needs electricity. So we don't even have water until we get electricity. Maybe not. It says we have water ability. And the people are no longer complaining about water lacking. How can you pump water without electricity? I guess that's just a 50% efficiency modifier. That's funny. That's probably some sort of bug. I don't think anyone developing the game said like, maybe if the pumping station does not have any electricity at all, it just works at 50% capacity. But now we're making money much more slowly due to this service upkeep. It's kind of an issue, but compared to earlier where we were happy about $32, our money is now growing relatively fast compared to that. So I'm just going ahead, building more roads all the way to the edge of the map. Since I want to build some industry here, see the wind direction is actually going here to the right. So if we build industry here, it will pollute our city. We don't want them to have any more unhappiness modifiers. So right here, some industry can settle down. They also don't have services, but just maybe they will bring some tax revenue. Now commercial is also overtaking our residential tax revenue. That's pretty sweet. And I guess we can expand that a tiny bit with the $500 that we have, building a few more roads and then zoning more of them offices. Whoa, what did I just spot? There are some green upgrade arrows. How are you upgrading your homes when you don't even have electricity or sewer and you're poor? Funny how this economy works, but I'm finally hitting milestone 2 that gives us another grant of $50,000 and our first special building. We can build our first wind turbine here where we get 5 megawatts of electricity. Let's connect that to the grid. Now everyone's happy and we can spend even more money building a sewage outlet, just dumping everything in the ocean. And now happiness should increase massively. Oh, look at this. There's now even a traffic jam starting to form at the city entrance. This was not the case when we did not have any services. So everything here is getting more popular. Let's make it easier for people to move in. Maybe with a roundabout and a nice tree. Oh, I hate that this is not centered. Let's delete this old road. You served us well. You didn't make much money. Let's evict all these people here just so we can get a roundabout better here in the middle. That makes the traffic flow way better for sure. And look at our money rising. We're almost making 100,000 a month now. Let's build the Fleur d'été. That gives well-being. And let's use our money for some infrastructure upgrades. First of all, here in the industry area, expanding where we can zone. Let's get all this in. After all, industry buildings are starting to pay taxes in our city. And then to also help the traffic up here, currently if you want to go to shopping from one of your row houses, you have to cross this roundabout. So let's see, we take this dirt road all the way here. Can you build a bridge with a dirt road? Put it up 10 meters. It looks like yes, you can. This is a dirt road bridge. It's actually an alleyway. It's no longer a dirt road, but it has the same cheap cost. Connect that up. And now our citizens have a much easier way to get to work, where I really want them to work hard to pay our taxes. Now we just expand in general. We have a lot of demand for a lot of buildings. Even though we're making a lot of money now, we're still only building dirt roads. There's no reason to do otherwise. Let's zone more row homes, more low density. And here right at the shorefront, let's zone some medium density buildings, actually a lot of them. And then here we get some commercial buffer in between the industry and the homes. That way no one should be able to complain. We need more electricity, but luckily we have the money now for a second wind turbine. By the way, how is our wood cutting business going? There's 8 employees. It's running at 85% efficiency and they're making 1.1 tons of wood a month. Not that much. Definitely not worth to spend $1 million on a forest, but at least it looks nice. And there's milestone 3, $75,000, a new special building. And it unlocks more services, fire and police, but we don't have money for that. It will be quite a while until we get into that. Special buildings are always great to have, so let's put them down. Industry wants to expand. We have a bit more space for them. And by now, traffic is still great. The largest complaint is that all these people are waiting for an ambulance. We could afford a small medical clinic, so let's go for one, but also prepare for the future. Let's expand our roundabout to a new area. I mean, finally we have money, we can spend some money. I built out this massive new area we can zone once we have more demand. And now let's put the medical clinic right here, that it can serve all these medium density buildings. And look at this. This is actually one of the main things I love about Cities Skylines 2. The autumn vegetation is just so nice. I love how the cities look when the vegetation changes to this orange. Here we can also again see our $1 million forest. At least it has a nice color, but we don't really have time to enjoy the scenery. We need to serve our citizens. They want electricity. Let's build 2 wind turbines for now, 10 more megawatts. The great thing about wind turbines is that after the fact they don't really cost much money, since when they're at 100% capacity they generate more fees than they cost in maintenance. We could even go ahead, build more infrastructure, a transformer station and the power lines to the outside. That way we can export electricity. And now these wind turbines are making us 10,000 a month. That's a pretty good business, since now electricity, the people are happy and my budget is happy. That's just perfect. Now let's just wait for a while and see what happens. We hit milestone 4 for another 100k and offices, but the thing is we're still only at 2,700 population and now at 200,000 cash, but it's not growing that fast. So let's do some major changes. We need money, so let's export a fair bit more electricity, spending 100,000 on more wind turbines. That way we are exporting over $60,000 of electricity per month. Then, since most of our taxation money comes from commercial and industry, let's reduce taxes on residential to 0, so they move in faster. We will use our new area right here to zone low rent housing. Let's get in a bunch of that. We'll get in some offices, making more space for industry, building more special buildings, even the first residential one, and building a small elementary school to boost the education. And all this has immediate effects. We now have 2 green arrows for the population growing. And since we still have money left, we can do even more things. Let's get in a park. Man, these people here are spoiled. They have a park, they have a school. Their parents, they grew up in a city where $32 was the whole city budget. So living conditions are improving fast. Now we're growing at 3 green arrows. 300 people an hour are moving in, giving us even more special buildings, more demand for medium density housing. Let's also add some footpaths right here. Now people no longer have to use this road all the way around, but they can walk here and they're already using it. How nice. Also still have enough money to get in our first cemetery. We're able to build one of the most beautiful buildings in game, the Polaris Streets, at least in my opinion. Look at that. Pretty nice building, at least for a $0 city. We hit milestone 5 tiny town, gaining another 125,000, as well as mixed use housing. Now there's a lot more things we can do to make our citizens happy and move in faster. For one, we have -13 for high crime risk. Let's throw in a small police station. Now there's not a single complaint in the city anymore, apart from traffic. But honestly, traffic is not flowing too bad. If we look at this roundabout here, this is looking good. The problem is back here at the merge. I guess since it's really getting long, we can do the favorite sketchy thing, building out a one-way alley that goes underground all the way through here. Maybe you won't admit it, but every Cities Skylines 2 player has done this before. This can maybe save some of the traffic, and we don't want traffic lights here. So let's spend our first development points on advanced road services. That way we can remove the traffic lights. And look at it, people are definitely using this new path that we have made available. And it immediately reduced the traffic jam we have. That worked flawlessly. We are now up to 5,000 people, making $230,000 a month. Let's just build 3 more wind turbines for that, connect them all up. Again, let's pass some time and see what happens. And here we have milestone 6, giving 150k, a new signature building. I'm trying to build here a U-turn because I noticed like so many cars are entering my city, polluting this roundabout up here, and then just leaving again. But I don't think what I did right here is a good solution. Let's unlock highways and then we can try just making a highway connection here. Maybe that works better. Not really. Traffic AI is just so bad in this game. I mean, look at it. Maybe if we give it an extra lane. So like, how about this? This looks solid, right? Oh, and I think it's working better. Okay, that's good. Maybe it was not only the traffic AI's fault. That's a nice on-ramp. And look at how many cars are turning around. I don't get why this is a thing in this game. It's really unnecessarily creating so much traffic that we don't need. And without it, traffic is just flowing so well. Also remember, our taxes for residential are still at 0. We can put them up back to 10%, earning 600,000 per month. With that, honestly, there's not much more to do. From here on out, it's just building a normal city. We overcame all the challenges of the $0 city. Here is me simulating until we reach 1 million, making back the starting money, plus having this amazing forest right here. If you are struggling to make money in your city and your red graph is way too high, check out this video about the most broken building in Cities Skylines 2. It instantly adds 3.6 million to your city budget. If you're still watching, comment the Earth emoji. Thank you for watching and happy gaming.